In this video, we will focus on how to leverage Ideate Automation to manage document issue record exports from Ideate BIMLink. Revisions in Revit can be challenging to manage at times, especially when projects require a schedule that lists each sheet and each of the revisions on that sheet as part of the deliverables. Unfortunately, Revit can only schedule the current revision for each sheet, making the required deliverable a challenge. Since this feature is not built into Revit, many companies resort to long and tedious workarounds to schedule their revisions on sheets. To make things more complicated, many projects have several Revit files that require revision data to be scheduled, making this task more challenging. Fortunately, both Ideate Automation and Ideate BIMLink have made the document issue records process easy to manage. While users can easily manage document issue records while working in active Revit models, users can also leverage Ideate Automation to quickly export revision sequence and revision on sheet data to a predefined macro-enabled Excel template that generates a document issue record schedule. Ideate Automation can also be used to export and update this data on individual Revit models or on a predefined list of Revit models. In addition, these tasks can also be set up as a scheduled task using the Windows Task Scheduler, ensuring that project teams have the latest revision information published to their macro-enabled document issue records template. Let's review the process for using Ideate Automation to extract Revit revision data to push into the macro-enabled DIR Excel template. For this example, I place a shortcut to the Ideate Automation software on my desktop, along with the corresponding Revit files and Excel files that will be used for this multi-project DIR example. We'll have a look at Building A. You'll see I have the corresponding Revit file and then the subfolder with the DIR macro template. In this case, the Excel file name matches the Revit file name with the exception of the DIR and the Excel macro-enabled file format. If I go back a couple folders and go to Building B, we can see that it matches the prior building as well. And the same thing here with the hospital file. Take note that this is in a Revit 2019 format, where the other projects are in a Revit 2021 format. Finally, when I go to the DIR files list, you'll see that it lists all of the file paths to each one of those Revit files. Ideate Automation is going to read from this file and launch each one of these Revit files in their correct file format. Ideate Automation can identify what format the Revit files are in. We'll now launch the Ideate Automation queue. I'll then select Add Task, and then I can select which DIR script to use. If I select this one over here, that allows me to pick individual Revit files to process through the DIR workflow. But in this case, I'm actually interested in using the multi-project DIR. I'll cancel that existing selection, and then we'll select the multi-project DIR. This allows me to select that text files list and process all of the Revit files that are written in that list. I'll go ahead and select the Browse button. Next, I'll select that DIR files list, and then I'm going to hit the Open button. We're going to write the document issue record information, both the revisions and revision on sheet information that is, to the Revit file directory and then the subdirectory of DIR. As an example, if I go back to the Building A subfolder, you could see the DIR subfolder within there, and same with Building B, and the same with the hospital. We're going to write all this information into that macro-enabled template. And then finally, we're going to be using the default links that get shipped and installed with Ideate BIMLink. And then finally, if you wanted to create a scheduled task using the Windows Task Scheduler, you can copy these arguments over here and paste those into a new scheduled task. Next, we'll hit the Create and Run button. Now we're going to go ahead and let Ideate Automation open up each one of those Revit files and run the automation process. In this case, it's going to be using two separate link files, both the revision information, which includes the revision sequence info, and the revision on sheet information. All this information will be exported to each one of those macro-enabled template and update those templates with the latest and greatest revision information from each one of those Revit files. While Ideate Automation will save you a lot of time by processing the document issue revision information through this DIR script file, I have gone ahead and sped up this video a little bit just to make this process go a little bit faster. As you can see now, we're into the last file, which is the Revit 2019. And same thing as before, Automation is going to export both the revision and the revision on sheet information to the predefined Excel template. Now that Ideate Automation has completed the task of writing out the revision information for the 3 Revit files, we'll double check the automation queue for any sort of errors. And in this case, the error code reports 0, which means that we have no errors. We'll verify that data was written out. We'll go to the Building A DIR macro-enabled template and we'll open it up. Once open, we'll enable the content, and you can see here that the latest revision data for Building A has been written successfully into this Excel file. We'll also process Building B. We'll go to the Building B DIR subfolder and we'll open up the macro-enabled template. And like before, we'll enable the content, and as you can see here, the revision information has also been successfully written into this file. As revision information gets updated in your Revit projects, you can continue to use Ideate Automation to automatically update the revision information in your DIR macro-enabled templates. Furthermore, you can also schedule this as a task using the Windows Task Scheduler to have it run at a certain time of the day for each one of your projects. Using Ideate Automation with Ideate BIMLink will ensure project stability and reduce the time spent on tedious and repetitive tasks throughout the project lifecycle. If you are interested in improving your bottom line, be sure to use Ideate Automation. Visit our website at ideatesoftware.com to learn more about our products, workflows, help, and upcoming classes. Be sure to also follow us on social media for the latest information and news from Ideate Software. Thank you.